Well, before my econ, I've been in business for myself officially since 2005. We were pastoring, my wife and I, in North Little Rock, Arkansas, and we were living good, looking good, driving good, but we were broke. All right, and so as a result of that, being introduced to my econ, now we have an even greater perspective on our financial life. We've been able to help so many people with their finances all across the country. It is just amazing how God has used us to be a blessing to so many. And as a result of the My Econ principles, we started teaching those principles at our church where I pastor, and we were able to pay off our church mortgage early.
Hey.
Hey, great video you showed right there. I like that. That was good. Shout out to Pastor Daryl Dandridge.
We're talking blessings.
Blessings.
Blessings. Okay, Pastor Gregory. Let me add him on.
Okay. Hey. Pastor G.
Good. It's all good on this side.
Okay, good deal. All right.
How y'all doing this evening?
All is good. All is good.
That's great. That's great. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely.
All right. So Melissa. So I don't know if anybody y'all saw the video clip we were sharing was Pastor Daryl Dandridge, one of our veteran leadership leaders in our company, and when he saw this thing, I was like, man, I got to share this because I've been knowing him, been watching his videos for a number of years now, and I just wanted to share that clip. So, Melissa, this is all on you. This is Melissa's thing. We'll allow her to introduce herself, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Let me tell y'all something. That man right there tricks me every week into going live from my channel.
Right.
I asked him tonight. I was like, "You gonna go live for yours tonight?" And he had more excuses than a little bit. Now you go flip the script. It's all on you.
Yeah.
Well, okay, this is all on me. Hey, everybody, I am Melissa King, home-based business owner, ready to set off 2023. Tonight, we're talking about blessings. Oh, hey, Bench Thinker. I see Bench Thinker is joining us from YouTube.
Hey, Bench. All right.
So we just want to say hey to her real quick.
Okay.
But anyway, so tonight we're talking about blessings. We got pastor in the house. So I'm gonna be on my best behavior, y'all. You know, I have to kind of, watch my mouth because But I didn't have any beverages that'll have me talking out loud tonight. I'm prepared to be good.
Yeah, I'm prepared.
So sitting here over to my, what is it, my left? Right,
left.
Whatever. That is Tony Clopton, the one who had hooked me into doing this when really it was his turn. Tony Clopton is my financial mentor. He introduced me to this home-based business that we do. Hey, Darnell. Sorry, I'm trying to catch folks as they come in and speak.
Okay.
Hey, Darnell Maxwell. So I will let Tony tell you about himself.
Okay. So thank you, Melissa, for introducing me. You forgot about the guru and all that other stuff, but we'll let that pass.
Mentor.
Okay, yeah, the guru part. I like the guru part, but anyway, I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm Tony Clopton. I currently live here in Hoover, Alabama, by way of Cortland, Alabama. This is our C-Town connection right here. We all came from the same hometown. I want to give a shout out to Cortland, Alabama, near Decatur, in between Muscle Shoals. Nobody knows what Cortland is, but we know where it's at, right?
Yes,
we know where it's at. So I'm really blessed and honored to be able to be on this panel because I've been knowing Melissa for a number of years, and also Pastor Greg that's at the bottom, and he's one of our newest members in this awesome company, and we're blessed to have him. We were able to go to his church a couple of weeks ago, and he shared, man, we were definitely blessed as we shared some information. He shared some with us. So we're just glad to have him with us. And we got a few questions we want to ask, Pastor. If you don't mind, could you just introduce yourself to everybody out there right now?
Well, yes, sir. Well, yes, sir. I'm grateful and thankful to be here, to be a part of this session tonight. And my name is Gregory Woolard, senior. I'll say senior. That's a junior. So born and raised in Cortland, Alabama. I'm very appreciative and excited of where I'm from. Residing in Decatur, Alabama at this moment. Sometimes people ask me, "Where you from?" I'm from Cortland. I don't care where I'm at. I always say I'm from Cortland, Alabama. I'm proud of where I'm from. Where I was born and raised, and I grew up. Right. Regardless, but I tell you, just over the last year, even during the COVID time, it has been placed on my heart, to really help our people come into a place, a wealthy place. Make sure we get a balance and understanding what it means to prosper. Make sure, when we talk about prosperity, because some folks think when you start talking about prosperity, you don't talking about money. That just half for the pie. Me, myself, I don't know about you all, Melissa, Tony, but I like a whole pie. I don't like a half a pie. I like the whole pie. Amen. So most of the time when people talk about prosperity, they don't give you half of it, because the money is just half of it. We talking about spiritual, we talking about emotional, we talking about social, we talking about financially, so all of that plays a part in when you talk about prospering. So it's not just about money, not just about the trinkets, the house and the cars. You don't have to have you don't have to be believe in God to have to get a car. All you got to do is just have enough to pay $99 or $59.99 every Friday. You can go to the buy here, pay here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it's good. I'm very excited about my e-com, about this home-based business. Something that we wanted to tie into to really get us on the track of being kingdom millionaires. Yeah. Being kingdom millionaires, y'all asked me to talk, y'all asked me to say something, so y'all forgive me, because once I get on the road, I roll, No,
I'm trying to make you big. I don't know how to quite operate this thing like I should. Okay, there you go.
Well, we gonna get it in. We gonna get it in there. But we want to make sure we understand kingdom finances, what it means to increase in the kingdom, and having a home-based business, becoming an entrepreneur. That's how God designed us. He designed us as entrepreneurs. That entrepreneur spirit or that entrepreneur ability was taught out of us. We all grew up. Melissa, you may have had some marbles. Tony, you may have some cars. I may have some cards, and we would get out there. Hey, man, I'll let you have a couple of my cards for your car. See, we was already exchanging. We was entrepreneurs, but then some adults said, don't get them your stuff. Keep your stuff. See, they taught us out of entrepreneurs. So when we grew up, our mentality it went away from being an entrepreneur. So we was taught, go to school, get an education, get a job. Okay? We was taught to become an employee,
right,
and not a CEO, not an owner. You know what I'm saying? But when we understand the design of God and how He designed us, we know all of us supposed to increase, live in abundance, and that word abundance is wholeness, abundance of joy, abundance of love, abundance of peace, abundance of victory. You can't have abundance of love, you can't have abundance of peace, you can't have abundance of victory if you have no money.
Right.
So we have to have the money. Yeah. I'm gonna stop right there. Let you go ahead, and we'll keep going.
I'm doing a terrible job trying to manage these pictures. I don't know how to do this.
Hey, it's okay. Right. You good?
I'm going back to the first picture.
Yeah, let's go back to the first picture. So Pastor, I feel everything you're saying. So I want to ask you one or two questions, if you don't mind. So one of the things that we've noticed is that a lot of churches don't teach wealth. And one of the things that I noticed when I came to your church, man, you were sharing the information that you learned from reading books and just sharing the knowledge with your church members. Could you talk a little bit about some of the books that you had shared and some of the information that you found to share with your people at your church?
Oh man, brother, one book, and I'm gonna use some words, some scripture, in the Gospel of Matthew when Jesus is teaching on the Mount. What they call the Beatitudes. One of the Beatitudes said, "Blessed are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness." Okay, so whatever you hungry for, you will attract. Okay, so I was hungry for the insight, the wisdom on finances, on how we can. Just because I was born in poverty, don't mean I had to stay in poverty.
Okay.
Ooh, come on, that was a place to shout right there. They say
Mm-hmm.
that's just the preacher part in me. But anyway, but just because you were born in a place, don't mean you have to stay in that place. Okay,
that's right.
So now I'm seeking. I'm it's the word he says, ask and it shall be given. Ask, it shall be given. Seek, you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be open. We have heard this for years. If you want to keep something from people, mainly people they was talking about were us, black folk. If you want to keep something from black folk, put it in the book. Why? Because they ain't gonna read.
They ain't gonna read.
So all the information, or all the principles and how to become wealthy was in a book. So as God has given me instruction to lead our congregation, I want to lead them into a wealthy place. That's where everybody is increasing, not just the pastor and his wife.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you walk amongst us, we don't want you to be able to know who the pastor is, because everybody on the same level, everybody looking good, everybody driving good, everybody healthy. So you're trying to figure out who the leader. But when you go most places, you can tell who the leader is because they flash.
Yeah.
But we want everybody. I understand the scripture says, the poor you're gonna have with you always, but you don't have to be one of them.
That's right.
That's what I tell our congregation. For some religious minded person, well, everybody ain't gonna be rich. Well, you may not be rich, but I am. Don't put me in that everybody. Don't put me in, because the reason most people stay poor or stay in lack, because they won't do the necessary thing, as Solomon give us in Proverbs. Say, consider the ant. Go to the ant, you slugger. You lazy person, go watch the ant. They constantly working all summer. They constantly working, storing up. So guess what? They're building. They are working together as a team, and that's one of the reasons I shared on last night or yesterday. I put my jersey on from high school, and an old picture from high school when I took in high school, and the Chiefs football sign and the Chief head, because we was taught to win. It didn't matter. It didn't matter to us the competition. It didn't matter to us by no classification. All we know is you put 11 on the field, your 11 are gonna be better than ours. It didn't matter about who. It didn't matter to us. So we was taught that mentality of winning was in us. So most time people understand, and I like to use that football terminology, because I will say it like this right here. Now, Monday through Thursday, I didn't like. Because we're gonna run, we're gonna up and down, we're gonna push up, we're gonna hit hard, we're gonna do all that. But it's like this word says in Hebrews, looking unto Jesus, who is the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame. Now he's seated at the right hand of the Father. What is the scenario of that football terminology? Well, see, because of the joy of Friday night, I endured Monday. I endured Tuesday. I endured Wednesday and Thursday for the joy of Friday night. You know what I'm saying? So we learn. Look here. Yes, you have to go through some things. Yeah, there's gonna be some times where things are tight, things are tough. But guess what? You have to keep pursuing, and that's what some people don't want to do to come into a wealthy place. They don't want to pursue. They don't want the hard work, which is not hard. It's not hard. It's not difficult. But because they want it overnight. Most people got this microwave mentality. I want to pop the food in the microwave and pop it out. But most time people don't understand is, if you want a good meal, it take time to cook. Right. So that's what we've been doing. And brothers and sisters, we've been doing this. I've been sharing this right here for at least the last 5 years when God put me in this arena and let's direct our people. So as I told you earlier, I have been watching you. I had been coming, but I've been watching you talking about my econ, and I always move on timing. When God say 9 is time to make the connection, that's why I told you, listen, you ain't gotta give me no rundown. You ain't gotta try to convince me to be a part. Let's hook up. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know where I was going. I already know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So most people want to keep people in a religious mindset that nobody's supposed to have. But I can't tell them what to do at their house, but don't you try to tell me what to do at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
So you can be criticized for they down there talking about prosperity, talking about increase. See, when a person do not know or understand the purpose of prosperity, they'll criticize it.
Right.
Before you criticize something, you need to try it first.
Mm-hmm.
Understand it before you criticize it. Right. So that's why I believe some other ministries or congregation don't talk about prosperity because of the ridicule of people talking about all they talking about is money. All the church want is your money. Have y'all ever heard that? All the church want is your money. Well, let me ask you this right here.
I heard that. I didn't say it.
Well, let me ask you this right here. Hey, Sister Melissa, let me ask you this question. Since you heard it and said it, have you ever denied Walmart your money? You ain't say all Walmart want is your money.
They do.
That's what they want.
That's what they want.
You go right in there and give it to them. We go right in there and give it to them because that's what they're in business for money.
Look,
yeah. See,
I will say this. I found it extremely refreshing when we visited your church. And not only was you talking about prosperity for you were talking about prosperity for everybody. You like everybody coming. So, a lot of people get deterred from church because they look at, like you said, you can tell who's in charge because they driving the biggest car, they live in the biggest house, and then everybody else is like trying to make sure they scrape up, bring in their 10% or whatever to, try to pay. But It's like what you were doing was so different because you like, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about all of us. Yeah. So that was very refreshing to see that from a religious leader stand up in the front and just say, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about us. We are us.
Right.
So I appreciated that a lot because I am one of the people that would get frustrated when the pastor just got a new Cadillac, he just got a new this, got a new that. And then the members trying to get on the church bus to get to church. Mm-hmm. So it's like, let everybody be prosperous.
Right. Yeah. See, and I want to say this right here, and then I turn it back on you to Tony. See, when I first in 1997, 98 is when I really committed myself to the Lord. After partying and clubbing, and man, I just got tired of that same old life, man. Hey, I done did this, I done partied enough, I done clubbed enough. I want to change. Then plus we had a lot of deaths and guys we grew up with, people we knew that really did something to me. Man, it's sure enough time to change. Now, man, folks that I knew we spend the night over each other's house is dying. It's dead. And I don't want to be that young. And so when I got into the church, man, I really wanted to increase financially because growing up, we didn't have much. Mama didn't have much, and different things like that. So I wanted to come up financially. So every time I would go to different ministry, they were talking about giving. They were sowing. Hey, if you want checks in the mail, then folks talking about checks in the mail. So I'm sowing. Look here, I'm sowing light bill money. I'm sowing car payments. Because I'm expecting because somebody just testified and said, hey, man, I got up, I gave $200. I went to the mailbox. I had a check in the mail. They shouting and everything. I'm like, whoa, glory be to God. So I sold my soul. Because they would say stuff like this. If it's not enough to meet your need, then it's a seed. So I said, okay, I'm missing $20. My light bill $140, but I got $120, so I don't have all of it. So I make this a seed. Go to that mailbox the next day, ain't no check out there. I'm trying to figure out what my check is. The man told me if I sold, it's gonna be a check and no checks in the mail. You know, and look here, I'm sewing, I'm giving checks, and man, my wife looking all upside my head. You know, she looking all upside my head, like, look here. then I'm praying. You know, I'm being human, but I'm praying. Lord, I praying in tongues. You know, say, Lord, help me. You know what I'm saying? Go down to the light bill, folks. Look here, them folk glad you love the Lord and honor the Lord, but they want their money.
That's right.
They want their money. You know, so I'm saying I can't go down and tell them, well, you know, I had it, but but the man of God said, sow a seed, and I sold your money, gave it to them. You know, well, Mr. Willard, we got to turn them lights off. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look here. So from my experience and that prosperity thing, is that I want to make sure when I talk to the people God had pushed me over, I was gonna give them a balance, and I'll make sure I say this. Honor the Lord with your tithe, that's different than an offering and a seed. Because the tithe is automatic. Most people think the tithe is about money, but the tithe is not about money, it's about management. God wants to know how you can manage. All I want you to do is, I'm going to give you mine, because it's mine. I don't care how much you go out there and work for it, how many hours you put in, it still belongs to God. Because he gave you the energy, he gave you the strength, he gave you all that to be able to do it. So he said, well, all I want is just 10%. Just honor me with the 10. And you keep the 90. I want to see how you're going to manage it. That's what he put Adam in the garden for, to manage it, to work it, to manage it. But Adam didn't manage it properly. And we see the results of him not managing. So I want to make sure that when I stand before people and I say, hey, if I stand up and say, listen, I want everybody here to sow $100 seed. Just because you respect me as your leader, don't jump up and sow no seed. You supposed to say, Lord, are you talking to me? Should I be a part of this? I'm teaching. This is what I'm teaching the people. Now, most pastors ain't gonna tell you that because they want their money. But what I'm saying is, I'm teaching you how you can hear God for yourself and not be deceived. That's how a lot of people get mad. The man of God said, sow $100, and I needed it. Okay, and people do it out of respect because they respect the man of God. But I'm saying to you, listen, if I say sow $100 seed, don't just jump up and move because I said it out of your respect and loyalty to me. No, you said, Lord, should I be a part of this? And a matter of fact, if you don't have $100, I ain't talking to you. Well, you can be chill. Don't let nobody look at you and make you feel bad because you don't have $100. You know, I done been through that stuff, so I made sure that when I talk to our people, I'm gonna give it to you straight. Because I don't want you to be struggling and suffering. If I say, hey, we need this much at the church to come up with this right here, but you only have your light bill money, sister, brother, pay your light bill. Don't bring no money up here. Tell me I'm gonna give it to you anyway. Go pay your light bill. Why? Because you had cut a covenant with the light bill players that you gonna take care of them. Or your mortgage, or whatever it is. You already made a covenant with them, so God doesn't look at you not sowing because you had to pay your light bill. He understands covenant. He understands covenant. You know,
this is good. I mean, that's good.
So yeah, that's how I got on that, man, and that's how we've been going down that path, that journey good. To increase, brother.
This is good, Pastor. That's good, man. Man, you always give. Absolutely, man. That's very different.
Like I told
hear that. So look,
like I told you the other night, I'm gonna let you say it. Like I told you the other night, if you stick with me, I'm gonna bless you.
Right, that's good, man. So check it, man. I gotta say this, man, and I think we're on the same page when we talk about mindset. It's like people have been really like been traumatized for years. Like, this is how you're supposed to do it, and they get stuck on tradition. So how I see what you're doing now is you're trying to develop the minds of people that help people understand that there's a better way or another way or a better option or a choice. So just you being that leader and being able to show them, I think we all have to lead by example at some point, right? So what you're doing now, I think is great, man. But it is difficult to try to change the mindset of people that have been that way for so long. I guess when you got older people in the church, they may look at you differently. I think younger people are starting to grasp grasp it, but it's still difficult. So how do you deal with mindset? You know, like, I don't know if that's going to work. You just have to be consistent. Wouldn't you say just be consistent with your teaching?
Well, here's another saying I have. I go with the goers.
Okay.
I go with the goers. I'm not upset if you don't want to go.
Right.
I'm not mad if you don't want to go. But those of you that want to go, let's go.
Right.
Gotcha.
Okay. And like I said, I don't get disappointed with somebody who doesn't comprehend or understand it. That's why repetition is key. That's why I teach the same thing over and over and over and over. As I stated, for the last 4 to 5 years, I've been teaching over and over, saying the same thing over and over and over. And the more they hear it, they begin to understand it and begin to get it. Because we have to, we have to unlearn to learn. Right. There's a lot of stuff that we have learned that was not proper. So we got to unlearn that to learn again. So that's why repetition is key. That's why renewing our mind is key. That's why I'm not upset or get disappointed because the people ain't grabbing it. They're not gonna grab it if they've been in a place taught one way for so long. They're not gonna change overnight. And that's why we have to be patient and you see. See you when you see results, you go, oh man, hey, how did that happen?
It's funny you say that because when we was at the church that day, I remember saying when we got ready to leave, you know, y'all don't be discouraged if you tell people about it, and y'all was like, oh, we ain't worried about it. I'm like, okay, because you know, people feel like when somebody hears something and they say it's not for them, they take it as rejection. There's not rejection. That you've done your part. You shared it. So it's not like they telling you, you know, you're not good enough. What you're doing is not right. It's not for them right now. But a lot of people that are new to sharing experiences, and I know, like, I'm sure Tony was the same way when I first got started and I started learning all this information. I was like, ooh, I know exactly who needs this, you know, and you start going down your list of people that you notice will help. And then I would go to them and mention it to them. They looking at me like, okay. You know, and nobody was, well, I ain't gonna say nobody jumped on board, but it wasn't a reaction like I had. Because, like, you know, I'm very skeptical. Very, very skeptical. But when Tony told me about it, I was just like, man, that's what I need. And I ain't never did that. Right. So I just thought, you know, other people would feel the same way. But after a while, I started realizing it's just not for them right now.
Right. And here's one of the things we have to get in our mindset is Jesus never went anywhere without getting direction and instruction from the Father first. Just because I know you may need this, you may not be the one I need to tell it to. And see, that's why I'm always seeking direction. That's why, hey, okay, Lord, who should I share this with? That's what I do. Who should I share it with? And I share it. And once I share it with somebody, it's gonna be the one who God knows who's open to receive. Right. And that's like when that's similar to when a person get their life to Christ, they get so excited about the Lord doing their life. Oh, I'm gonna go back home and I'm gonna tell everybody. No, you may need to hold up because they ain't ready. You may just listen to the Lord. Who should you talk to? See, because when you go back to them, to your hometown, they gonna remember you win. I remember. That's how they looking at you. But when you go to somebody new, they gonna be open. They gonna see your excitement. They gonna see your excitement, and your family gonna come on later because they gonna see this is real. And we can't fault them. We can't fault them because we don't know their previous experience. Right. We don't know what they got into first. That's what as I was sharing with Tony. Man, you ain't got to try to convince me. I done been in all type of network marketing stuff. I done borrowed money to join this particular thing and went under this. So I had to pay that money back. So I done been in all type of stuff because I didn't really seek the Lord. But I was trying to I was trying to come out of debt and come into a wealthy place. but it wasn't the time. But now, as we've been teaching, we understand and we grabbing hold to. I'm not disappointed with my failures, with what I messed up at, because I keep moving. You keep moving. You learn. Some people think when they make a mistake that, hey, I made the mistake. I learned from that, but that doesn't mean that this opportunity over here. Peter said this. Peter went fishing, and Jesus, when they came back, Jesus got on the boat with him and said, move out a little bit. Let me talk to the people. He began to share with the people. Then after he got through, he told Peter, he said, drop your net on the other side. Peter said, listen, Lord, I done toiled all night. Now notice this now. Peter was a professional fisherman, but he toiled all night. He did what he knew to do, and it didn't work for him. But Jesus said, listen, throw your net on the other side. So when he followed the instructions, he dropped his net on the other side, and the scripture said he caught a great catch. He caught so much that the nets began to break. He had to call for his partners to come and help. So the thing is, just because something didn't work one time, when you get a word in another direction, hey, just follow the instruction, because it's going to be a big catch. And that's what most people don't understand, that hey, especially us, we got to keep pursuing. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got to keep pursuing. You can't quit. And that's why I always like to use that football terminology, because the way we was trained, the way we was taught. Man, look here. It didn't matter how hard it got, how rough it got. There were many times I wanted to quit. I wanted to turn my pass in. We done run so much. You know, we ain't never ran. We ran so much, man. Look here. And then somebody talking about Eminem. And man, I'm not hearing about no Eminem right now, man. You know the way they run. I don't care about no Eminem. You know what I'm saying? you know, made me too mad. My tongue about to hang falling out my mouth, man. So, but we were built for it. We were built to win. Whether you, Melissa, Tony, you know, you was in the band, Mr. Thompson, the way he was on us, we didn't really. If you look back at it now, they was putting something in us to not give up.
That's right.
Because you know what? When you were talking about Monday through Thursday, I was the same way. I was like, man, I don't feel like going to band practice. We're going to be up in here. You know, Thursday night, he going to go turn them third field lights on. You ain't going to go home no time soon. But it be worth it. It be worth it. Yes, most definitely.
So check this out. I want to share. Let's talk about how my econ is structured, man. Our leader, Mr. Ivan Stokes, man, he always talk about a game plan, and he always gives God the glory and everything that he's done this far. And I just want to thank him for just sharing what he's given us to be able to give to others, you know, because I say our blessings really come from just helping other people achieve what they want, and we're going to get it. That's why it's never about the money for me. It's a feel good that God is saying, well done, my faithful servant. You know what I'm saying? It just, I mean, really, you got to play by the rules of the world system, but at the same time, learn how to bless others in it.
Yes,
like I think you said something. Do you really have to die to experience good? You know what I'm saying? You can do good here now.
Right.
And I think we all should, you know, be able to use what we have that God blessed us with to share with other people. And I think my econ has given us that vehicle to share and to bless other people. Really.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. And it may be somebody who may be watching or listening, you know, they want to jump, but I'm not computer savvy. I'm not able to really jump on social media like that. Well, the way the system is set up, man, the way it's set up so beautifully that all you gotta do is tap on this video and it breaks it down. It explains it so genuinely that you can really, it's not really hard to grasp, hard to understand. And that's what I'm sharing with people, and everybody around me is super excited. You know, it's super excited because, hey, here's an avenue that, man, you mean to tell me I can increase financial, I can shift my income, I can see things that I can use, stuff I've been using all the time, you know, that we have not benefit from, and you know, we want to benefit from, but we just didn't know how. But now we getting it, we knowing how to invest, what to invest in, what's proper, what's not proper. So man, this is a great team to be a part of. It's a great business to start. I'm telling you, hey, look here, over here, we just super excited and encouraged about it. You know, as you said, being a blessing. We know people who are in financial lack, who credit gets kind of off, who really need some more income coming in, and man, I'm telling you, it's a way that is helping them, and they're excited about it. I just can't say enough about it. You know, I just want the results to speak for themselves. The people is experiencing, you know, as you say, hey, look here, I expect to win all the time.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it.
So if your expectation level is high, and I said like this, and I was listening to the sister the other morning. She said something key about what Les Brown says: no one rises to low expectation. You know, most people don't have expectation, and I'll say it like this from a biblical standpoint: God will always meet you at your level of expectation. If you don't expect him to do much, if you still have that mindset is this your poor weak humble servant, well, he can't do much for you because you don't see yourself as worthy. You don't see yourself worth. You know, so we have to, hey, man, this business is increasing. People gonna increase. It's gonna change life. That means everybody in their body, everybody in the kingdom who's been a part, not just in the kingdom, but been a part, they can see their life change. That's how the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. Now we're using it's sad when other people who take principles from the Bible and use them to benefit their life. And here it is, we shout every Sunday, every Wednesday. They can't keep you from shouting. When you fall out, somebody got to take the shoes off, stick it up on your nose to bring you back. You know what I'm saying? That means their feet ain't too good. It bring you back. You know what I'm saying? So you know, but everybody jumping, shouting, but they still broke. They still hurting. They still lacking. And people taking the principles and using it to benefit their life. Here it is, we're supposed to be using this principle, but most folks want to be too religious or too spiritual. Want to get too spiritual.
And you know what? It's funny you say that because I was in like for my job, I fooled around and missed the thing. You know how every year you re-sign up for your benefits and stuff, right? So I fooled around and missed that, and I'm going in the back trying to figure out what do I need to do to make sure my health insurance is still good. So I'm going through the HR videos. I run across a video talking about taxable income, why you need to lower your taxable income. I'm like, that's the same stuff me and Tony be saying all the time. This lady on here, and I bet you, like the health system I work for is huge. When I looked at that video, it had maybe 100 people had watched it. So it's like he's saying, they put the information out there, but people just are not. And had I not been doing this business, I might have scrolled on past too. What she talking about? Taxable income, because they were talking about, you know, putting into your retirement and how you want to lower your taxable income. So, and I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. But it wasn't coming from me. It was coming from the job and the higher up. So I'm like, ain't nobody paying her no attention. That's why they ain't listening to me. They just felt so nice to understand what she was talking about, because, you know, my thing was, like, before now, I wouldn't have never thought to put more money in my retirement. So, and she broke it down so simple. She was like, you gonna be bringing home the same amount, but you're gonna be putting it in your retirement, and that way it's growing and you're not getting taxed. I'm like, she's saying all the key words and stuff. And you don't even think about that in your everyday life, but I do now. You know, now I got that knowledge base, because I was like, how do I fix this? You know, so it's just nice to be able to take what you done learned, actually apply it. And it's like I was telling Tony last week when we were talking about having you to come on. I was like, it's gonna be nice for people to see that
your mom called me.
This business is for people from all different type of backgrounds. Tony married, and he, you know, they're a 2-income family. I'm a single mother. You know, you and your wife, y'all have, you know, your church. Everybody's backgrounds and what they do every day is different. But the blessings is there for anybody who takes the information and apply it. So it's like the shoe fit everybody. You ain't run around here looking for Cinderella.
That's it. That's it. That's it. See, when we have the mentality of we are champion. We are winners. It's not just I'm gonna get this, but most folks have been taught, and that's why their mindset is so off. One of the things is people have been so conditioned to think about a refund. Can't wait to get my tax refund. So they don't really know how to because I can't remember now. Y'all may have, I think Miss Stafford and Miss Sim were teaching us, algebra and math and all that stuff right there. So I don't know if they taught y'all were telling us, instructing us in how to fill out a W-4. Man, I ain't never seen no W-4 in no school.
I didn't know nothing about it. All I knew is to put a number on that paper and sign the bottom part.
So we really
go back to work. And go back to work.
That's it. We really didn't have the instruction properly like we needed to get ahead. So many times we as a people as a whole have been behind, and mindset is really that's one of the things we have to deal with in our people is the mindset, because most folks that, and I'm gonna use this term right here, y'all heard the term what is it? Uncle Tom. You heard that saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, somebody may call somebody Uncle Tom from what they see, but see, it has been twisted. Uncle Tom was the one who was helping former slaves, who was helping the slaves. It was the guy who named Sambo, who was running, telling everything.
Mm-hmm.
So and the reason some people are behind because they have been miseducated, misinformed. So the wrong information, you have wrong application will give you no transformation. Wrong information, wrong application, no transformation.
Right.
And that's why people's lives have not been transformed, because they got the wrong information.
Right.
And they're applying it wrong, so they have no transformation. But now that we have the right information, our lives are being transformed because we're applying it. We're applying what we're learning. Oh, you mean tell me I can come up? Because most folks that see people in hierarchy, wealthy people may say, man, they ain't nothing but crooks. They don't stole. No, they using the system. It's the way the system's set up. If we get in the system and we use the system, we can benefit too.
Exactly.
So this is what my econ gives up. It gives us a system of operation, how to operate in life, which is totally in line with the laws of the land.
Right.
So it's I'm telling you, hey, you see, because we the light of the world, we supposed to be shining. People supposed to be seeing the benefit of how we have been blessed by the Almighty God.
Yeah, that's like I always say, a lot of us know where we want to go. Right. But if we don't have a roadmap or some type of direction, you can be driving around the same block over and over again because you don't know where to get off or what direction to go. So, like, this business, changes your mindset and helps you prioritize, okay, what I want to work on first. Do I want to improve my credit first? Do I want to try to learn about investment? Everybody at a different stage in their life of what they're trying to do. So, but it don't do no good if you know that's what you want to do, but you don't know how to do it. So you I want to do better, but I don't even know what the first thing I need to do. So this kind of gives you a roadmap. Right. And everybody don't have to take the same direction. Right. Everybody ain't gonna get there at the same speed, but you got that basic information.
There you go. Yes.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, and I know we're gonna get ready to close. We like to kind of keep it within an hour, but man, I tell you, Pastor Greg, man, you have been a beacon of light to our business. And I'm going to tell you, I see greater things coming. I also want to make mention to how Black Wall Street was, that they kept the circulation of the black dollar inside of the communities. And if most pastors would understand that system on how you can actually build wealth in the church and branch out to the communities in the small towns and the big cities, man, our people eradicate poverty because it starts.
You're breaking up a little bit, Tom.
Right.
You froze.
Yeah, he got stuck.
And it looked like whatever he was finna say, he was finna say it too. You see how
he got stuck.
Say what he was gonna say.
Yeah.
Tom?
He'll come back in. Yeah, there you go. He gonna come back in.
That one that we always said ain't nothing but the devil.
Yeah, he have some technical difficulties, they say.
Yeah, when the information start getting good, some always try to cut in and make sure it don't get shared. You know, we be on them conspiracy theories. Powers that be like, y'all talking too much. And I told y'all tell all that.
I tell you what though, it's so much good information out there that I would listen to that one guy, and they would ask him, said, why you didn't learn this in school? And said they didn't want to teach us in school. They, you know, we was only taught to because this was a teacher. We was only taught to
there you go.
share a particular thing with people. So that's why nobody was taught you know, financial insight or anything like that. That's why they taught you to go to school, get a good job, and go be an employee.
Right.
But yeah, but finish what you were saying, brother. You was on a good turn there before you got interrupted.
Well, you froze up there.
Yeah. By pastor.
Okay.
By pastor
So I
teaching. Well, yeah. Go ahead.
I was talking about how Black Wall Street was so popular back then because they kept the black dollar inside of the communities. And I was saying that I would challenge many Black churches and pastors to build the wealth inside of the church. And now you can be a bigger benefit to the communities that we come from, and just start sharing this wealth building strategy, because really it's not about the business, it's about the strategies. And if you can share and show people, you really have to have a game plan, because it's like, if you don't have the rules to the game, you can't possibly win, you know? So yeah, I think we have what it takes to show and share with other people how to become wealthy, and then everybody is blessed with it. You know, Black Wall Street was a prime example. Right.
And here when you associate with people, when they start to open their mouth, they begin to tell you their mindset. You know, so there are other men of God that I associate with, and you know, and when they talk, I know their mindset. So that's why I have not introduced my econ to them, because their mindset is not, you know, in the position to receive. And that's what I was saying. You know, hey, I'm excited about it, but I can't tell them about it, because sometimes they'll try to cut your excitement down.
Exactly.
So when we talk and conversate, people tell you what their mindset are. I know you need this. I really know you need this. But the way you talking, you ain't ready to receive. It's like casting pearls before swine. Why would you cast the pearl before the swine? All you know he's gonna do is just mud it up. He ain't ready for it, you know. So a lot of people, and these are older people, you know. They a lot older than I am, but you know, so they're in their mindset because they stuck in a certain mindset. So that's why you know, I'm sharing with who God lead me to share with. You know, excitement, not only sharing but showing. Look, brother, hey, I know you want to come out this particular situation, and this is the avenue to help you get there. Now, all I can do is like you were saying, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink.
True.
You know, so hey, he got to be thirsty. He have to be thirsty. And
We
so,
lost one again.
yeah, yeah. So we have to
But
create.
we coming up on almost an hour anyway. It's
Oh,
about
yes.
time for us to close. He must be, this phone must be cutting up on him.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming
Oh,
in
yes.
and joining us
yes.
and bringing all of that positivity and that
yes.
good energy in.
Oh,
And
yes.
you know, that was one of the things that kept me in this business for so long. I mean, people who know me personally know I'm really not one for sticking to something for a long time. I have committed to, but I've been doing this for a while simply because when I went to the first couple of, it used to be when I first started, we would do a lot of in-person meetings. And I was so impressed that when we would go, it would be so many people there with the same mindset. They weren't there for no junk. They weren't there for no foolishness. They was there to get the information, share information. And you left there feeling like, you was empowered. So that's what I was trying to bring back home. But like you said, everybody ain't always ready.
Right.
But when you around positive energy like yours, like my hype man Tony here, it keep you like in a good place when you want to share. It's like if he called me and be like, "You want to jump on and go live?" I'm like, "Yeah." You don't mind when you're doing something that's benefiting other people and it's benefiting yourself because you're getting to share and you staying in the loop. So, like you said, you can't even lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink, but they also can't make me quit leading them to water either.
Right. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's one of the great things. See, we have to. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all this right here. It says we are light and we are salt. Salt preserves. It preserves. But guess what else salt does? Salt make you thirsty. So salt also make you thirsty. So if I'm salt, I ought to have a plan to make you thirsty. So that's the way I look at it. When I'm going to talk to people. I'm salt. So I'm gonna make you thirsty.
So is that where they came up with that saying where they said people are the salt of the earth?
That's scripture. That's scripture. Jesus said we're the light of the world, we're the salt of the earth, we're the light of the world. So the salt preserves the light shine. So when we if you take and put some salt on your tongue right now, first thing you're gonna want after that salt go down, some water. Because it makes you thirsty. So we have, I say it like this. When you look at a person, there's some gold in that soul. But it's only covered up by the dirt. You can't see the gold because it's covered up by the dirt. So how do I mine that soul? How do I get the gold out of that soul? I have to use wisdom. How do I approach this individual? Okay. If you desire a friend, you show yourself friendly. As you show yourself friendly, you may meet somebody and never talk about the business. You may just develop a relationship, and then an individual start open up and say, "Man, I'm dealing with this in my finances. I'm dealing with this." Now there's an avenue. Say, "Hey, you know what? I got something I want you to look at." Right. See, we have to use wisdom. Because it's almost like I'm trying to bring somebody to the Lord. I don't jump out and say, "Hey, Tony, you know Jesus? You know where you're going." That's the wrong approach. And many times our approach is wrong. I'm excited. Hey, look here, man. How's everything going in your life? Man, hey, man, things right here, man, but things could be better. How much better you want to be? Man, I would like to have this. I would like to have that. Man, guess what? Let me show you something. See, I'm salt. I'm salt. So I'm gonna create a thirst in you. I'm gonna make you want it. I'm gonna let you see it. And that's how we stay excited. Because once again, we always win. So hey, guess what? It's many people out there that want what we have. God may have not connected us to them yet.
So you're right.
That's it. They out there. We just have not met them yet. But we are preparing to meet them. So that's why we need that wisdom and need that insight. Hey, keep sharing. Guess what? It could be one person. Wow. Come across what you said. Hey, I need to talk to you. You talk to them, and they know 100 people who need this. That's how I look at it. All you need to do is, all you need is one.
Yeah.
Hey, look here. This woman, Jesus told this woman at the well, said, look here, if you drink of this water, what I got, you will never thirst again. She said, give me some of that water you got. Hey, listen here. Watch this, Melissa. Listen, Tony. When she got through talking to him, she left her water pots, went into the town, told the whole town, look here, y'all come see a man. Come see a man. She went and brought the whole town. And that's what I'm looking at. That's how we begin to look at in our business, because we've been a blessing. So guess what? God may allow you to meet just one person who know a whole city who need to hear what you got. That's why I'm so excited about it. Because I remember this right here, Tony. Yeah. What we at church-wide, we may be in the field, in the country, in Hillsborough. But I heard the word says, I bless you in the city as well in the field. So guess what? It don't matter. I don't have to move to Huntsville. I don't have to move to Chicago for the Lord to do great things. He know how to get to me.
Right.
And matter of fact, he know how to bring the people to where we are. Yeah. That's how we have to look at it. I'm telling you, this business is a great avenue to bring people. Man, there's going to be so many millionaires raised up in this season that people are not going to be able to fathom or comprehend. Man, how are these folks becoming rich? Why? Because it was designed by God. There's enough money in the earth for every person in the earth to be a millionaire.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, that's something we always say. When you go to these, like we follow the IRS.gov and the publications from the IRS, when they wrote those things, they didn't say this is only for people that live in Huntsville. This is only for people who work third shift. Yeah. It's for anybody. Yes. They ain't got nothing in there about if you got red hair, you can't do it. So, the first excuse a lot of people will go to is, oh, that ain't meant for me. Well, they didn't say everybody except people named Melissa. So
come on.
it ain't in the IRS didn't say it. That's what you saying. So, if people, people got to open their minds and be able to receive it, because if you're not ready to receive it, you're going to still be able to talk about that ain't for me. That's for them. Who are them? Give them 6 months or give them a year. That's all. Give them 6 months or give them a year. Ben Singer said, now is the time for the last to be first. That's it. I agree.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. This is great, man. It's just something about our connection, man. It's just the energy, the presence of God, the word, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm overjoyed. My cup runneth over. Yes, I'm just as happy as I can be. Yeah, I appreciate you, Pastor G, for coming on.
I'm gonna tell you what it is before we go. What makes this so unique is because we don't know of each other. We know each other. We born and raised up together. So that makes it even genuine that here is somebody I know, not know of, but I know from my own hometown. We grew up together. We went to school together. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it so genuine, man, that hey, God is using. Oh Lord, come on back. He's using his people. He's using people. Hey, that because most people, like you said, courtroom. What is that? What courtroom? Hey, but he's showing it doesn't matter where you from. It's all about where you going.
That's right. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right, now let's wrap this thing up. We're coming up on an hour.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. I hope this ain't the last time we're gonna see you, Pastor Greg.
Oh no!
Because you bringing that song, so
you bring
it on back.
Oh yes.
Look, they get tired of me and Tony flavor. They be want some new.
We here. We're a team. We winning.
Yeah, we winning.
Hey, let me give y'all this right here. We bringing back that old Cortland High spirit.
Don't make me break out in sunshine over here.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let it sunshine in. Yeah, let it in. Yeah, it's time to play now. It's time to roll. Yes, sir.
All right, for anybody who's watching this video, if you catching the replay, if you know any of us, please reach out to get started. If you see anybody else that's talking about this opportunity, reach out to them. We just want to make sure that everybody has access to it. I'll be sharing this on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you got any questions for me, Tony, or Pastor Greg, just hit us up. We always ready to talk about it. So we're gonna let y'all go before this hour hit, because if it's over an hour, I can't share it on Instagram. So I will see y'all later.
All right. Thank y'all.
All right. Blessings and favor be upon you all. We'll talk with you later.
Thanks, okay. All right.
All right.